Hey, welcome back and happy Monday morning. So what we're going to do in this video is work on this location and hours page, just on the content. And when I talked to Scott, one of the things he said is he likes the way that this urban athletics one looks. And I like it too. The only difference is, they're working with two columns, actually three if you count the sidebar over here. So this layout works pretty well. But he does like the way that they broke it down for, address, phone, hours, directions, and then actually have directions and then the map at the bottom. So we'll do that. So the first thing we're going to do over here on this page is, I kind of like this where they have the little picture dropped in here. So let's try dropping picture in. So we'll go here, and I went and grabbed another picture, an interior shot, and so we'll just put this down here after the heading, but before any other stuff. So the trick with this picture is going to be getting it the right size. I did knock the height down on a little bit, but let's see. Let's set the alt text in here. And again, with this alt text, this is a good thing to do while you're doing it. Otherwise, you have to go back and do it on all your pages or all your pictures, and that's really hard to do after you build your whole site. So runner sole, interior for okay, and then I'm going to actually set a height on this. I think I made it 125, but well, let's just leave the height alone and see what it works out to be, and if we have to change it, we'll change it here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, I'm sorry, I put that in the wrong place. I want it after this H3. Is let's just make this have just address and then just hours. So rather than typing all this, I did it once before. I'm going to come and grab this text where we said here's address, phone, and hours. So you won't have to spend a lot of time watching me typing. We'll paste that in here. So let's go take a look and see how this looks. This new stuff in here. Okay, so it's looking better. We do need to knock the size of this down a little bit. And this is looking good, but the one thing I want to do too that Urban Athletics has that we don't is this kind of dark gray for their headings rather than the black. And I kind of like that. The other thing is we want to get rid of this line, which is hard to do, since these are headings and these are paragraphs. They're both blocks. We're going to get an extra line in there. But let's see if we can't get rid of that. So let's come back here and set the size on this first. And then let's come to our master page and let's see, we'll come down here towards the bottom. So let's put this in. I went to Photoshop and found out kind of a dark gray. Let's try this to see how this looks for our headings. Okay, so that's a little bit too small for the height, but I do like the color of the gray here. Let's go back and, oops, it's over here. So I'll just try this one more, and then, really what I'm going to do is trial and error to get this guy to be about the right size. So that height is looking okay. What I'd really like to do is just shoot another picture to make it a little bit wider. Or the other thing we might consider is putting this picture over here. Since we have all this space, these guys are not very wide. We'll just float the picture to the right and then have the address, phone, and hours here. Okay, but I'll mess around with that later and come back and do that. So let's get down to our map and driving directions. Actually, let's get back to fixing, trying to get rid of this blank line here. So to do that, or you know what, let's just put our content in here first, then we'll come back and deal with all that other stuff. Okay, so our map and driving directions. We actually have the Google map on here where people can get their own directions. And we'll leave this, but what we'll also do is come and I went to Google Maps and got directions from a couple different places and then edited that down. So we'll just make this convenient for some users. So we'll just make this actually, I'm going to paste it in here. We'll leave the map stuff. Okay, so here's directions from a couple different places. And then down here we'll say map. And we'll keep the instructions there. So let's save this. Take a look. Okay, so the only problem is these guys are in there as H2. Did I make them H2s? I meant to make them H4s. I did 2s. What's the matter with me? Let's just do a replace on here. Yeah, let's do H2. Replace it with H4. Replace all, and then I think we'll have to go just fix the one at the top that really should be in H2. Okay, so we'll save all these. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Let's just go change one last thing and we'll be done with this. And that's on the master page. We'll make where we set our H3s. I'm going to make H3s and H4s, so I'm going to make them all gray. Okay, so this is looking a little better. Again, I just want to tighten it up, but I'll come back and do that in the next video.